What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince of YouTube, PS Compulsion, signing in here, aka that 23-year-old kid with the light squeaky voice, aka Prince Anthony. And in the last episode, you guys saw me draft Freddie Staples with the #2 pick in the NBA draft. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I did not have the #1 pick. Instead, the Chicago Bulls, who had a 5% chance and was supposed to get the 7th pick in the draft, bounced all the way up to the #1 pick, leaving us with #2. They drafted Jackson Baldwin. But anyways, moving on to the free agency period, or the moratorium period before free agency, I should say. I am looking to get my hands on a good small forward because that's what our team needs right now. But looking at all these free agents, KD is a free agent, DeMarcus Cousins, Isaiah Thomas, who I was going to go after, but after drafting Freddie Staples, I decided not to go after him. I'm going to let the kid develop. They got Marcus Smart, Caldwell Pope, Jabari Parker, Greg Monroe, Clint Capella, JJ Redick, and the names go on and on. But before deciding to sign anybody, I decided to try and explore an old trade option that was available to me several weeks ago before the season ended, I should say. Brought to me by the Los Angeles Lakers GM, who wanted to get Luol Deng's contract off of his books, but in order for him to get rid of Luol Deng's contract, he wanted to give me Kyle Kuzma to make it happen. But of course, I did not want Luol Deng, but I do want Kyle Kuzma. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try and trade with the Los Angeles Lakers to get Kyle Kuzma. He will be the perfect backup to come off the bench behind Kristaps Porzingis. And oh my goodness, just having Kyle Kuzma on this team, bro, another young body that we could develop, that is excellent. So at first I was just offering Cristiano Felicio, and of course he didn't accept that trade. But I offered Felicio and Nick Stauskas for Kyle Kuzma, and the Los Angeles Lakers accepted my deal. So welcome to the New York Knicks, Kyle Kuzma. Oh my goodness, he is going to be the perfect backup coming off the bench. I decided that I'm not going to try to re-sign Chris Bosh because he wants too much money. Kyle Kuzma on the New York Knicks, that's beast right there, bro. But moving forward, I still need to find myself a good starting small forward. And one player that came to mind is my man Jabari Parker. Right now 2K have him at the power forward position, but I really believe that he would fit. He would be a perfect fit, bruh, at the small forward position with Freddie Staples, Devin Booker, Porzingis, and Willie Hernan-Gomez. So I went ahead and tried to offer him a contract. He wanted a max contract, but I offered him a 4-year, $60 million deal. And of course, he didn't want that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and offer you $90 million over 4 years. And he still did not accept that. But the difference is he have a little bit of interest level, which means I can hit him with a mind trick pitch, meaning that he's going to sign the contract or agree to sign the contract on the spot. So I went ahead and hit him with that mind trick pitch, and he was like, you know what, you're 100% correct. This is exactly the deal that I'm looking for. So Jabari Parker agrees to sign with the New York Knicks. And also I decided to offer a contract to Gohan, just in case things with Jabari don't work out. I could just bring back Gohan. So I offered him a 2-year, $7 million deal. But check this out. After the first day of the moratorium period of free agency, Jabari Parker decides that he is going to stick with the Milwaukee Bucks, although he lied and told me that this is the deal that he was looking for and he was going to sign with the New York Knicks. And also Gohan decided that he was going to sign with the Toronto Raptors. Also, Chris Bosh decided that he's going to sign with the Orlando Magic. So right now, we didn't get Jabari. Chris Bosh and Gohan decided to sign with other teams. So now this still leaves me to figure out who's going to be my starting small forward. So I'm looking through all the small forwards in the NBA right now. And one player that stood out to me is my man Jae Crowder. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to make a trade with the Cavs once again to try to get Jae Crowder on my team this time. So I offered them Corey Joseph and Glenn Robinson III for Jae Crowder, and they did not accept that deal. But then I just threw in a second-round pick, a future second-round pick, just to see if they would do it, and they actually accepted it. Like, I really didn't want to give up that second-round pick, although it's useless, but at the same time, they accepted it. So welcome to the New York Knicks, Jae Crowder. And now, since we don't have Corey Joseph coming off the bench anymore, we gotta find ourselves a better backup shooting guard. J.R. Smith, I'm gonna slide him to the small forward position so he could play small forward off the bench. And I decided that I was gonna sign Seth Curry to be the shooting guard off the bench, and he accepted my deal. 2 years, $9.50 million. So Seth Curry, welcome to the New York Knicks. Chris Bosh, I decided to renounce his rights since he is going to sign with a different team. But nonetheless, Seth Curry, welcome to the New York Knicks. And also, during free agency, I decided to sign some backup players. I re-signed James McAdoo, who I traded to the Indiana Pacers in that deal, or in that Carmelo Anthony deal, I should say. And I also decided to re-sign Chase and Randall. So at the end of free agency, we didn't get the player that we want in Jabari Parker, but we did get a few pieces in Seth Curry, and we managed to bring back a lot of players from our team. But before I start the re-signing process and re-signing some players on my squad, look at how the Indiana Pacers is looking right now. Carmelo Anthony, right, re-signed with the Pacers to a max contract, which is ludicrous. And on top of that, the Indiana Pacers managed to sign DeMarcus Cousins, Monte Ellis, and Rudy Gay. So now their roster is looking like DeMarcus Cousins, Carmelo, Rudy Gay. They still have Victor Oladipo, Thaddeus Young, Sabonis. They got Monte Ellis now, Miles Turner. The only thing that team is missing is a point guard, and that team is going to be dangerous as heck, bruh. I'm telling you. But anyways, moving on to the contract extensions. Kristaps Porzingis is getting that max contract, 5 years, $130 million. Welcome back to the New York Knicks, Porzingis. I'm definitely building around you, so of course I had to offer you that max contract. But anyways, the next player that I decided to re-sign is my man Patrick Beverly. A lot of people was telling me not to give him too much money, and I definitely did it. He is going to take the hometown discount, and he is going to sign a 3-year, $26 million contract to come back to the New York Knicks. So welcome back, Patrick Beverly. But up next, Willy Hernangomez wanted a 3-year, $43 million contract. Get out of here with that. There was no way I was paying Willy Hernangomez that much money. So I offered him a 3-year, $19 million contract, and I couldn't give him the hometown pitch because he didn't want to hear that BS. So I had to hit him with a mind trick pitch, and of course he accepted it. So welcome back to the squad, Willy Hernangomez. He's going to be our starting center. And speaking of centers, Kyle O'Quinn is up next, and at first he only wanted a minimum 1-year deal as a contract extension, so I offered him 3 years minimum deal, and he accepted it. So welcome back to the Knicks, Kyle O'Quinn. That's a steal right there. And speaking of minimum contracts, the same thing goes for J.R. Smith. He wanted a minimum 1-year deal, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna give you the same deal that I gave Kyle O'Quinn, 3 years minimum contract, and he accepted that as well. So welcome back to the squad as well, J.R. Smith. And in terms of the player contracts, I felt like I did a good job when it came to re-signing my players. Looking at all of our contracts right now, we have $26 million in cap space, which most of it is probably going to go to Devin Booker whenever he decides that he's ready to re-sign with the team. But in terms of everybody else's contracts, I locked them in for several years, and my team is looking good, ready, and set to make that NBA Finals push, bruh. But anyways, taking a look at our roster headed into next season and the player progression as well. Porzingis signing that max contract, his stats increased overall. Devin Booker, his stats increased. Freddie Staples, he didn't play a game in the NBA yet. Willy Hernangomez have a stat increase. Same thing for Patrick Beverly. Jae Crowder had a stat decrease along with Kyle O'Quinn and J.R. Smith. But Jae Crowder, I don't blame you for your stats going down, bro. You was playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. But anyways, Lance Thomas, his stats stay the same. James McAdoo, Damian Dotson, who I'm definitely keeping around, Randall, and Kyle Kuzma all had stat increases. They are developing pretty well. And Seth Curry, I don't think he played in the NBA last season. I'm not even sure, but his stats stay the same. This is our roster headed into next season. And right now, we're looking like we're going to be lit, bro. We most definitely going to be lit. But up next, I'm getting ready to show you guys the Summer League. It's going to be super lit. You guys are going to see Freddie Staples for the first time. And our Summer League roster is looking pretty dope with Freddie Staples, Hernangomez, Kyle Kuzma, Randall, my man Damian Dotson. Aw, man, it's about to be lit in the summer, bruh. Let's go Knicks. Leave your comment in the comment section below and tell me what you guys think of all the off-season moves that I made. Eager to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Let's go Knicks. We a dynasty, bruh.